Thank you to the adjudicators for letting me speak as the first speaker of the government team. As for my pronouns, I use he, him, and if there's any interruptions, you may raise your hand. And if I didn't respond, then that means your interruption is rejected. I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Dear adjudicators, imagine that you live in a country where the economic is at a crisis state, and the government is still using a huge amount of money and to arrange and make elections happen. Even your tax money can be included in that. As for the motion today, during times of economic crisis, this House would suspend elections. As for my setups, first we start with actors. For my most vulnerable actors is people. Why must we protect the people? Because people has the right to be free from economic crisis. If not protected, their rights to live in a country happily, their rights to live in a country happy and not suffer from economic crisis taken away. And for the responsible actors, it's gonna be government. Why? They have the power and the ability to suspend elections temporarily. If not, the economic crisis in the country can be worse. As for my concept, the status quo of this country is at a critical state in terms of economy, where political actors use large budgets for their campaign and for programs, and governments spend huge sum of money for elections. As for hypothesis, the source of this problem is that the political actors and government have been using a huge budget to arrange and make elections happen. And political actors been using a huge amount of money for their campaigns and programs, which didn't give back to the community entirely. Like, let's say, next, for the mechanism failure. With an election happening in a country and it costs a huge amount of money over time, it's just making the economic state of the country worse, especially in a growing country like, let's say, Indonesia. For the urgency that during times of economic crisis, this House would suspend elections immediately to prevent any trouble. As for my stance and goal, our goal is to suspend elections during times of economic crisis in a country. For my mechanism, we can start with suspending any elections that's currently happening and will happen until this country is free from economic crisis. Of course, excluding any elections that are unrelated to politics. Once the crisis is gone, we will start doing elections again, and of course, to prevent the same situation happen, we will set a limit for the budget that can be used to arrange or make elections happen, and a budget limit that's the end of my speech. Proud to be the government team.